Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about practicing in disc golf. If you haven't seen my video about mental game, make sure to go check it out right now before watching this. Anyways, let's get right into it. So I'm going to let you know that this video is specifically for people starting out or for people who are moderately good at the game. This will teach you how to practice as well as some goals you need to keep in mind. This is something I personally came up with, but I figure it will help people who want to become involved in disc golf. So there are 8 stages in practicing and disc golf skill growth, and the time associated with these stages are based off playing 1 to 2 days a week or more. The time gap that I list might be a lot smaller for those who play a lot more. The time is relative to someone who would be going through each of these stages. For example, if you're at stage 3, 1 year has passed. Now let's begin. Stage 1 is a stage where you find out about disc golf and decide you want to start playing and possibly make it a hobby of yours. This is when you learn the rules of the game, work on getting some discs, or find some discs to borrow, and try to find some courses near you. This takes about 1 to 2 weeks, mainly because you probably don't know where the courses are since you just got into disc golf. It might take a couple days to get the discs, and you have to learn the rules, which is really important. Stage 2 is your first step into the disc golf world. Maybe you've played a course or two with your friends by now. Now you want to keep in mind which throwing style you like the best so you can be more comfortable with it. If you've been playing with other people, you might get to see some variations of sidearm or backhand or overhead shots. Your goal in this stage is to develop a drive. In order to pass this stage, you need to be able to throw about 200 feet in 3 out of 5 drives or better. You don't need to go to a specific hole to try this out either. For a rough estimation in distance, you can count your strides. Basically just count the steps you take, because each step you take is roughly 3 feet. This is not accurate at all, but at this rate you need to take at least 67 steps to meet your goal. And the reason I like this way of measuring is because you don't have to bring a measuring device with you, or you don't have to worry about losing anything if you're going to a field or someplace you don't normally go to. And at this time it should be 1 to 2 months. Stage 3 is where you're going to learn about putting the right way. I suggest looking at putting videos that incorporate your style, whether it's backhand or sidearm. But for the sake of information, you're mostly just going to find backhand putting tutorials. And the tutorials will teach you how to putt in general, such as like foot position and like lining up to the basket, important stuff like that. So if you don't plan on putting backhand, just keep those things in mind when you're watching. Also, I will be posting some putting videos in the future in case you need some extra information. Your goal in this stage is to make 4 out of 10 putts from 33 feet out or 10 meters. This distance is the most outer part of the circle, and it's important to be able to make putts from this distance. Anything closer is also important, but it's good to remember that farther putts really aren't a priority at this stage. The time is 1 year. Stage 4 is when you become more comfortable with a few of your discs, depending on how much you normally play. You may want to consider playing in an upcoming tournament in the novice or AM4 division for experience. Your goal for this stage is to get a little more distance from your drives. You need to be able to reach 250 to 300 feet in 3 out of 5 drives or better. The time is 1 year, 1 month. Stage 5 is when you've decided that you actually want to get better and are taking things more seriously. This is when you refine your putt a little more than before. This is extremely important because even if you can throw 320 feet at this point, it doesn't matter unless you can make the putt and secure a birdie. Your goal here is to make 6 out of 10 putts from 33 feet out. This will take some time, but will help tremendously. You may want to consider playing in AM3 or AM2 divisions in tournaments by this point. The time is 1.5 years. Stage 6 is when you've won a tournament or two in these lower divisions. You should be able to throw about 300 to 320 feet, and your putting should be okay. And you should be thinking about trying a doubles league. Your goal in this stage is to learn the other throw. If you throw backhand, you have to learn sidearm. This is mainly because you need to know both. I myself could throw a sidearm or roller for nearly any single shot on any course, but some shots seem much easier or safer to birdie with the backhand throw. Maybe it's because the backhand skip will get me there, or the strange ceiling just is better for backhand, or maybe the angle of the fairway is just going to be a lot harder for sidearm and backhand will be a lot easier. But you need to be able to throw both just in case. The time is 3 years. Stage 7 is when you should be at AM1 level in tournaments, and you have probably played in leagues a few times. You found discs you really like and are able to throw them at least 350 feet. You have a decent alternative throw up your sleeve, and you can make putts 60% of the time from 33 feet out. Your goal here is to take your game to the next level by working on your control. You need to be able to throw putters instead of mid-ranges and mid-ranges instead of drivers when possible. This is because you will increase your overall distance, refine your form, and be able to reach some risky holes without going past. These slower discs with less turn and glide will force you to throw straight instead of relying on a disc to anhyzer then hyzer back for your distance. The time is 5 years. Stage 8 is when you're finally thinking about playing in open division or pro. You usually play pretty well in leagues, your putting is good, and your distance around 400 feet or more. And you know what discs you like. Your goal here is to work on throwing farther, increasing your putting to 8 out of 10 putts from 33 feet out or better. You should also decide if you want to increase your numbers further and put in a lot of work to compete in multiple competitions and take the game even more seriously. Or if you don't mind and just play the game for fun and you just like being good at it. The time is 6+ years. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.